Today we'll be going over Triple H's official response to AEW, Seth Rollins finally addressing Roman Reigns, and much more. Let's start things off with Triple H's comments. So AEW and NXT went head-to-head with each other on Wednesday nights in the same exact time slot for a very long time. Instead of fans and even the talent just enjoying both wrestling shows, it quickly turned into this battle for ratings and chaos between both fan bases. There was always wrestlers and fan bases showboating and bragging about this week's ratings and who won the battle, so to speak. Instead of reviews for both shows, the first thing you saw and the only thing people really talked about every week was the ratings and who got more viewers. It got to the point where it felt like that was the only thing being discussed online. Some fans did get annoyed and wanted to enjoy both wrestling shows for what they were, rather than just all the ratings talk. WWE then announced the move that NXT was going to Tuesday nights, and everyone looked at that like a huge win for AEW, like they won the battle and bullied NXT off of Wednesday nights. There's even been some comments from Cody Rhodes, Jericho, and others that really sound like they were bragging about winning. We never really got a response or explanation from a big WWE official on the NXT move to Tuesday nights until now. Triple H was recently a guest on Cheap Heat with Peter Rosenberg and addressed the battle with AEW as imaginary. Triple H had this to say: "The promotional opportunity for us is much better on a Tuesday, and also than not having to have a narrative where it's just constantly about an imaginary war or this imaginary battle. People can say what they want, but the truth of the matter is you compete against everything. If you're creating a television product or content, and that is the world we live in, is content not television, not internet, it's everything. You're constantly competing for eyeballs and time against everything under the sun, including sleep and time to do other things, and video games and TikTok and everything else that's out there. So having your own space where you don't have to, then have an added imaginary battle stacked up against it, it's kind of nice. The bigger fact is having a lead-in from a Tuesday into a Wednesday. When we first started, NXT was on Wednesday for viewers of the network. The transition to USA and wanting to keep that consistency for those that were watching on the network, so they would know where to find it and not have confusion of Smackdown leaving Tuesdays and people joining in and finding something else. Time has gone by now, and this is a great opportunity for us to have that lead-in for Monday Night Raw. Get that promotional window for Monday Night Raw, get to Tuesday, and continue to deliver the product." So that was Triple H's comments on NXT leaving Wednesday nights. We heard Stephanie McMahon allude to the same thing as well on how WWE isn't just competing with other wrestling shows out there, they're competing with every form of entertainment out there. That's what Triple H talked about here, that the battle with AEW wasn't even a battle. What they're actually battling is everything else that viewers could possibly do with their free time. They want to do whatever they can to bring people to WWE over doing or seeing anything else. Triple H also mentioned getting the lead-in from Raw as well, which makes a lot of sense. Before, it used to be Raw on Monday, nothing on Tuesdays, and then NXT on Wednesdays. Now, WWE can start pumping NXT advertisements during Raw because NXT is the very next night on the same channel. It might be a bit easier for casual viewers not to forget about NXT now as well. But what are your thoughts on what Triple H had to say? Was it actually a battle between NXT and AEW, or was it just imaginary like he said it was? So, we've been seeing some teasers for Cesaro vs. Roman Reigns, but we've also been seeing even smaller teases for Seth Rollins vs. Roman Reigns as well. We had that big moment from Smackdown last week that we talked about, where Seth Rollins literally stole one of Roman's nicknames and referred to himself as the end-all be-all. That seemed to be spot-on disrespect towards Roman Reigns. Even if the Seth Rollins character didn't intend for it to be that way, it still came off like that. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns have been on the same brand for several months, but haven't crossed paths and have basically been ignoring each other's existence. But Seth Rollins finally acknowledged Roman Reigns earlier this week with a tweet on Twitter. This all started when the WWE Fox Twitter account posted a question asking fans who they prefer, Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. The tweet didn't get a response from Roman Reigns, but it did spark a reply from Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins responded to the tweet in character by the looks of things and had this to say: "Be blessed that you exist in a moment where you get the both of us. Two goats are better than one." So that was Seth's acknowledgement of Roman Reigns, but it was more of a backhanded sort of compliment. Seth Rollins called Roman Reigns the greatest of all time, but at the same time, he also called himself the greatest of all time. So that's where you realize that, yeah, it's a compliment to Roman, but not really, because Seth is saying that he's also on Roman's same level. And we've gotten to know Roman's new character so well that we already know that he wouldn't appreciate a comment like that. Roman Reigns believes that he is the undisputed #1 WWE superstar in the entire roster, and there's no one even close to his level in his eyes. So he might really take offense to Seth Rollins basically saying that he's on Roman's same exact level. Roman has to be offended by that. That was the latest new teaser and hint towards Roman Reigns for Seth Rollins, but that seems to be it for now. It may still actually be a while before we get to see Roman vs. Seth. Roman looks like he's going to wrap things up with Edge or Daniel Bryan at Backlash, possibly Cesaro after that, and then maybe a spot would open up for Seth Rollins. So we don't know when we'll actually see Seth and Roman against each other again, but it already looks like the very early seeds are starting to be planted for that feud and matchup. Are you looking forward to Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins? Ronda Rousey deletes pregnancy announcement video? Ronda Rousey recently revealed the big news that she is pregnant. Ronda Rousey made it publicly known back in 2019 that she was taking a break from WWE to start a family. So it was something everyone was expecting, but it was still a surprise because she dropped the news out of nowhere on her official channel. Ronda revealed that she is 4 months pregnant, and she was keeping this a secret since January. So while we were all speculating about Ronda Rousey appearing at the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, she was actually a few months secretly pregnant. It was massive news that took over the internet. Everyone was congratulating her, even the official WWE account. But fans noticed that Ronda actually removed the video and took it down before posting it back up again several hours later. So maybe she had to remove something or left something in that she wasn't supposed to include. But the original announcement video was quickly deleted after a few minutes of going live. But either way, this is still some amazing news that everyone has been waiting on for a long time, so it's great to finally see it happen. This also means that everyone can relax with their Ronda Rousey return theories for a long time now. We had those comments from the WWE president where he mentioned that Ronda Rousey will eventually be back in the ring, but he made it sound like it was going to be a while, which we can obviously see now why. So maybe WrestleMania 38 or 39 return for Ronda Rousey. But all that is way down the line, of course. But congratulations to Ronda and Travis. What are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.